Hi Crawley fans, and welcome along to a special preview show of our Carabao Cup second round match against Brighton, which is taking place tomorrow night behind me at the Amex Stadium. Before we talk a little bit more about the game and the history between the two sides, let's take a look at how Crawley made it to the second round with a 4-2 win over Swindon a couple of weeks ago.
Challenges in the early exchanges. He rolls to strike it. He went underneath the wall. He wasn't too far away. I don't think that Bycroft was worried. Well, nicked away by Kelly. Rolls. Lovely feed. Adeyemo! Beats the keeper. Probably shouldn't have, but Adeyemo finds the back of the net. And Crawley Town have a deserved lead. About 10 minutes to go before the interval. They've just about edged the opening half an hour. Bycroft beaten though in a position where he really should have kept that out. Squeezes underneath him and at the near post. Adeyemo making a run off the ball. But it's not a bad hit from distance instead. A rocket from Rolls. And Crawley have a 2-goal advantage. 11 minutes after the restart, the 2-goal cushion is found, and in some style. Might be the goal of the night in the Carabao Cup. Papadopoulos has given it away. Here's Glatzel. He's got support on the overlap as well. It's a fine hit. Offabora blasts it into the corner. And Swindon half the deficit. 4 minutes after falling 2 goals down. There's life still in this game yet. No way through just yet. King picks up the pieces. He's got support behind him. Kane helping out. King goes down towards the byline. And a penalty given against the substitute. Papadopoulos handling it inside the area according to the official. It's casual from right. It's too casual. Slowly walking up. A superb save by Wallacott. But the captain will feel that he should have tucked that away. Swung in towards the far post. It is 2-2. Super sub Harry Smith nods it home. It was a devilish delivery. Just waiting for somebody to arrive onto it. Smith did exactly that. And it's game back on here. King looking to take on his man. Still might keep it here. Plenty of support around him. Does he want to go alone? Beaten away by the keeper. Mitchell can't find a way through. Glatzel. Fancy it to be Wright or King. It is King. Beaten away by the keeper. Glatzel again on the follow-up. Just can't get the angles right. He worked around the top of the box. Khalil rolls. He's done it again. Always looking to pull the trigger. And this time it was calm and casual, just stroking it into the bottom corner. Picked his spot and found it perfectly. Is that an 89th minute winner, or is there more drama on the cards here tonight? The home fans certainly hope so. Away by Rolls. Look at the number of bodies coming forward for the host here. Look at the room too for Rafiq Khalil to put the icing on the cake. He does. 4-2. Done and dusted. Put Crawley Town in the second round of the Carabao Cup. They've survived the scare and they've finished with flair this evening. That is the full-time whistle. A night of high drama, perhaps not the highest stakes, but high-quality finishing, particularly from Jack Rolls. His 2 strikes helped to guide Crawley Town past Swindon Town in the first round of the Carabao Cup. A 4-2 victory on home soil makes it 2 wins in 2 to start the new campaign in all competitions. Crawley go marching on.
Yep, a brilliant 4-2 victory for the Red Devils in the first round of the Carabao Cup. That win saw us get into the hat for the second round, and we've been drawn against our Sussex rivals, Brighton Hove Albion. This is the first competitive meeting between the two sides since 1992, when we faced Brighton in the FA Cup. Some of you, like I was, wouldn't have been born then. Luckily, we've managed to dig out some highlights from the game and also some news clippings which really show what the game meant to the town and the county at that time.
Crawley made it to the third round by beating 4th Division Northampton Town. Then fellow non-leaguers Hayes. Their award an all-Sussex tie against 2nd Division Brighton. Manager Brian Sparrow, who now pursues a very successful career in property, once played for Arsenal and Crystal Palace, before an Achilles heel injury ended his playing days. Brighton, now an all-Sussex derby.
It's a great feeling in the town. I live in Chislehurst, Bromley, but I've been into the town today, and the place is buzzing. It's a bit of a sleepy giant, really. Football is the main sport in the town, but we pick up maybe 600-700 supporters, but should we do well, we could get 1,000, 2,000 regularly.
And what are your chances at Brighton?
We genuinely feel we've got a good chance. Brighton are having a bit of a poor run, and we're on a bit of a high. They won't relish the task. Nobody wants to go out to a non-league side, and I think that just adds to the pressure. And should we be on form, then I think we'd have a very good chance of winning, or at least getting the result.
Has the bonus of a derby in their third round tie. In what's being billed as the biggest game in Sussex soccer history, Crawley visits 2nd Division Brighton. The county has gone soccer crazy. Local matches have had to be postponed. Crawley of the Beezer Homes League are enjoying the best run of their 96-year history. Against the struggling Seagulls, will Saturday be their greatest day yet?
Crawley Newtown, founded in the 1940s, population 100,000, with a reputation for being a bit of a concrete jungle. Though, if you believe the tabloids, this was also the place which became famous, or infamous, for the scandal of the bored housewives. Enough said. In the town centre, the pigeons rule the roost. But just up the road, it's a sparrow which is having a big impact. Brian Sparrow, manager of Crawley Town Football Club. Nicknamed, would you believe, the Red Devils, with enthusiasm. Swelling gates at the compact town mead ground. And boosting sales of Crawley souvenirs.
Don't forget your sweatshirt, it's only £12. Buy yourself the gift you never got at Christmas.
Brighton away in round 3 might not be the impossibility it sounds. 21 years ago, Crawley beat Brighton to win the Sussex Professional Cup. Can history repeat itself?
Brighton obviously favourites, but I still think they can win. I think they've got a good chance. I think they've done well so far to get sort of to the third round.
They're the underdogs, obviously, but it's a one-off game, cup game, and I think they're gonna win.
Is there a great feeling of optimism within the town, do you think?
Absolutely, the town's buzzing at the moment with excitement. Crawley have got a chance because they're good going forward. Brighton are a bit slow at the back, so there's a chance that Crawley can score a few goals against them.
So welcome to the Goldstone Ground for this third round tie between Brighton and their Sussex neighbours Crawley. Crawley having arrived here by Moseley, Sheppey, Erith, Horsham, Northampton, and latterly the other giant killers, Hayes. Brighton looking for a return to the glory years of the FA Cup a few years back, with a beat Liverpool twice in 2 years. Here's Crumpler with the first free kick. And Crawley breaking. to Dave Venables. Tim Hume losing out. And Chapman getting trying to set Mead up. But Tony Vessey cut that one out, and a good ball out as well. Constructive use of the ball by the centre back. Finding Venables to Searle. Venables again. A good one too. Venables going through. Beanie half stops. That was a good 1-2 between Venables and Whittington. Venables was nearly in. Here's a chase. Gall's got the legs on Wickens. Oh, good tackle, Wickens. Great play by the central defender. And he finds Towner. Looking for Hume. It's a bit short by Chivers. Oh no! Searle. Bert Davis. And there it is. Brighton 5, Crawley 0. In the end, a comfortable victory for the league team. But Crawley did themselves and their supporters proud. It's been a wonderful occasion, a wonderful crowd. And Crawley can look back on this with pride.
Yeah, unfortunately we did lose 5-0 that day, but we've come on leaps and bounds since then, obviously gaining promotion to League One last season, so hopefully it'll be a little bit closer of a test. But obviously Brighton themselves since that time have also come on leaps and bounds, competing in the Europa League last season, so it should make for a pretty good game. And we're delighted to say that the Reds captain from that game in 1992, Tony Vessey, will join us now to reflect on his memories and also talk about Crawley's chances as we head into the second edition of the Sussex Derby. Tony, thank you for joining us. It's a very exciting time for the club as we're about to enter our second competitive Sussex Derby. It felt only right that we catch up with you, considering you were captain of the club last time the clubs met in the FA Cup in 1992. First of all, tell us a little bit about your memories of the game.
My probably abiding memory is the referee coming in about 10-3 as we're all expecting to go out, saying, "Sorry lads, you can't go out. There's too many people still trying to get into the ground and we've got to delay the kickoff." So we didn't actually kick off until 3:15. Still everybody wasn't in there by then. And yeah, it was just a fantastic atmosphere. I think there were 6,000 Crawley fans there out of 18. So it was a great day. Obviously not a great result. You know, we lost 5-0, but you know, a magnificent day for the players and the club and everybody connected with Crawley Town.
Yeah, as you said there, it was a massive day for the club, but also the town as well. We've got lots of news clippings which we'll be putting throughout the show of sort of, you know, the news readers going to players' houses, the manager's house at the time. And you could tell that it was a very special time for the club because obviously where we look at where we are now, we were in a very different position, weren't we?
Yeah. We were equivalent of National League South at that point in the Southern Premier, kind of mid-table at that point, so we weren't certainly not pulling any trees up at that time. But we'd had this great cup run, best in the club's history. You know, never got past the first round, never mind, you know, made the third. And you know, to pull a draw like Brighton, I can remember we were in a bar in Brighton after the Hayes second round game, with quite a few of the Brighton players were in there too, and the Crawley manager at the time, Brian Sparrow, that was actually on Match of the Day while the draw was being done. And you know, you're thinking, oh, I might get Man United or Liverpool, and those clubs went by. And then when Brighton got pulled out as the home tie, you know, we were all looking at the screen thinking, surely it can't be us. And then it came out and it was. So you know, it was a great time, and like I say, a bit more of a gulf between the two sides than there is now, and that unfortunately eventually showed during the game, although we did start really well. First 20-25 minutes really held our own, took the game to them a little bit actually in the first 10 minutes, and then they scored and they kind of dominated from there on, really.
Yeah, and you spoke there about the gulf between the two clubs, but even though there's only two divisions now in between us, it still feels like we are sort of worlds apart. Obviously,
yeah.
Into the Amex, you know, a brand new stadium virtually still. They've come a long way. We've also come a long way, but hopefully you would have seen, obviously, playing a big part in our commentary team this year. You know, we play some great stuff. Hopefully we'll be able to take the game to them a little bit.
Yeah, as we know, Scott won't compromise on the way they play, so we'll play with that, trying to play out from the back with the jeopardy that comes with it sometimes. It's just whether we can cope with that higher quality opposition that will be able to press better. They'll be able to keep the ball better than perhaps the teams we're used to week in, week out. Albeit, I think it's highly unlikely Brighton will play anywhere near their front side. Play Man United this weekend and then Arsenal the following weekend. We're probably not high up on their radar in terms of importance for this game. But we don't play any other way, do we? That's Scott's methodology. Whether we're playing Brighton's under-21s in the Bristol Street Motors or Brighton's first team in the Carabao Cup, we won't play any other way. So it'll be an interesting game because they'll play the same way as we do, and it's just who manages to press better and keep the ball better, I would guess.
Yeah, going back to the game, obviously you've already mentioned there. Before that, we had a great sort of cup run. Even up until that point, you were involved in some great cup runs as a player. So I suppose you'll know what it means for the players to sort of walk out in these big games, and it can be a really special moment for players, staff, and fans alike, can't it?
Yeah, I mean, ours was a great day. My best memory of that run was actually the second round, Hayes away, when we won and we scored the second goal in the last minute of normal time, and just the crowd reaction. Half the crowd was Crawley fans, and as we know, the support at the club is magnificent, and it wasn't any different back then. And that was an unbelievable moment when that goal went in, and we were 99% sure of going through, and just the realisation of who could come next. And obviously we got a great tie. And those memories, live with you for the rest of your life, and you wouldn't give them up for anything.
Yeah, and I suppose that's the beauty of the Carabao Cup, is that we've managed to draw such a big team so early. As we know, in the FA Cup, you have to wait until that third round until you can potentially put out the likes of Brighton in the Premier League. But even the prospect of going on a cup run this early must be really exciting for the players. And I suppose you'll be able to tell us a little bit more about the excitement of potentially pulling off, a giant killing. And you would have seen we've done that plenty of times in, cup runs over the last few years as well.
Yeah. I mean, our first round win over Northampton was seen as a giant killing. They were actually bottom of the old fourth division at that point. But, it's a great day, home crowd. We won 4-2, and we were in a world that the club had never made that far before. And we've seen in the last recent years, Norwich and Fulham come in, and we've managed to overcome them. Stoke City as well. So we've had a number of Carabao Cup opportunities to progress, but all those have been at home. So it's a bit of a new experience to have to go away. But to go to somewhere like the Amex, again, we all went to Wembley, which was an unbelievable experience. But as we know, quite a few of that squad are not here anymore. So, and a lot of the players that have come in won't have played in this type of game before. So it will be a new experience, and one hopefully they'll relish to walk out in front of a really good crowd. I think we've sold our allocation from all I've seen on the fans forum and other sites. So however big the crowd will be, certainly our end will make it a fantastic atmosphere.
Yeah, perfect. Well, we see you there. You're on commentary duty, aren't you?
I believe so. I'm in there in some capacity. I'm not sure which yet, but I believe I'm down on the media list. So yeah, it's whether I'm with Ken or just hovering around as and when, but I'm apparently there. Yeah. So I'm again really looking forward to it. It'll be a great night.
Perfect, Tony. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you up there.
Yeah, pleasure. Cheers.
Yeah, great to hear Tony's memories of the games there. That game will live long in the memory of a lot of Crawley fans, as it was very special, with it being the first ever competitive meeting between the two sides. Fortunately, we're now going to get a second. Hopefully it'll be a great game, and we may even have some new heroes to cheer on. We're hoping to be backed by nearly 3,000 Crawley fans, so it really will be great to see you all there. Remember to paint that Brighton end red, and hopefully it'll be a great day. As I mentioned, we're hoping for some new heroes. One of those heroes is Scott Lindsey. Our manager spoke to us ahead of the game. Yeah, not only is tomorrow night obviously an exciting occasion as we're playing a Premier League side, it also has a bit of added spice considering it is the first competitive Sussex Derby since 1992. So that must be a really exciting prospect for yourself and for the players as well.
Yeah, like I say, I think it's great for the fans. You know, it's just down the road, obviously. I don't know how many we're taking, but I would say it's not probably far short of 3,000. Is that right?
Yeah.
You know, so that's fantastic, and it'd be a good night out for the fans. You know, we're as a football club, we're looking forward to it. You know, I was really pleased when I saw the draw. I thought it was a good game for us. Like I say, it's good exposure for the players to play against that sort of class of player and team. You know, and that's what I want. I want my players to have that exposure because that's when you learn and that's when you improve.
Yeah, we've obviously had great league success recently, obviously getting promoted at Wembley last season. Now we're already travelling away to a Premier League side, so I think a lot of Crawley fans are probably living the dream right now.
Yeah, no, it's good for them. Like I say, they spend a lot of money, you know, week on week, game on game, and year on year. They spend a lot of money up and down the motorways and travelling and watching the team in different parts of the country, and it's nice to get them a local game at a Premier League club like Brighton. I think it's a brilliant game for the supporters.
Yeah, brilliant to hear Scott's thoughts on the game. We've had some great memories with him recently, most notably playing at Wembley Stadium in front of 17,000 Crawley fans. As I said, we're hoping to be back by close to 3,000 tomorrow night to make many more special memories. Let's make the atmosphere a good one. See you there, Reds.